Wichita Falls police officer remains on duty while an investigation into a fatal shooting of a family's pet continues. Thank you for watching. I'm Melanie Townsend.
And I'm Daryl Franklin. Some residents in Faith Village are very upset and concerned, and their big question now is why? Shatanya Clark spoke with the dog's owner, also neighbors today. She joins us now from the neighborhood with more.
Daryl, Melanie, residents in this neighborhood have questions that they hope get answered on whether the shooting of a Great Dane here by an officer was justified. They say the officer also lives in the same block, shot and killed Artemis, an 11-month-old pup. Now, the officer says that the dog was aggressive toward him, but neighbors disagree.
I hope he gets what he deserves.
Victoria Hitchcock is upset and hoping for disciplinary action for the fatal shooting of her 11-month-old Great Dane, Artemis.
It was just completely shocking and shattering to hear when my mom told us what happened.
The on-duty officer had just arrived at home around lunchtime in the 4300 block of Cunningham when he says he saw two Great Danes growling and barking. According to police, the officer used animal response training learned through the department to get inside his house without having to use any weapons. He then called animal control.
They did not respond prior to him leaving to get back in his vehicle.
A short time after calling animal control, the officer says he saw the dogs approaching a neighbor, and he said he was able to help his neighbor to get into his car without any trouble from the dogs. However, the neighbor told us that wasn't the case and said the dogs weren't aggressive at all. But McClure said the dogs approached the officer in his driveway and one approached him in a manner that made him feel in danger. Hitchcock says this account in no way describes her dog.
I don't think I've ever even heard her growl. I've never seen her act aggressive towards anyone or anything.
Her neighbor who saw the dog shortly before the incident agrees. The neighbor says they stood outside and saw both Artemis and Dahlia in their yard and tried to call them over to check their collars. And though the dogs barked, they said the dogs did not approach them. They went back in and within 2 minutes heard shots and saw the officer standing over the dog.
To hear that someone shot her was insane to me, because that's not something that I would ever expect to happen in my neighborhood, especially one street over from an elementary school.
Wichita Falls police say this case will be reviewed by the officer's chain of command and Office of Professional Conduct. That report will be forwarded to the police chief with a recommendation of findings. And residents continue to question why the officer did not use a less than lethal option, such as a pepper spray or a taser. However, Sergeant McClure says when an officer feels like he is in danger of his life or feels as though he may be injured in an encounter, then the best option would be to use the weapon, his primary weapon, because the other options may not be successful.
Okay. Shatanya, thank you.
Well, the family that owned this dog has filed a complaint again on the incident with the police department, and we will follow up with this story with any new developments that they may have.
City of Wichita Falls Animal Services is offering tips on how to deal with an animal you think may be aggressive.
Animal Control Supervisor Angela Backen says to pay attention to an animal's body language, such as the hair on their neck or back standing up, the animal leaning forward and growling or showing its teeth. Now, if you feel threatened by an animal, do not make eye contact with it and try to place an object between you and the animal if you can.
Avoid approaching altogether, go a different direction. If an animal approaches you that is appearing in an aggressive manner, the best thing to do is to stand still, stand tall, don't smile.
Backen added that when animals do attack, they tend to be scared or feel threatened. Now, if you see a possibly dangerous animal, call Animal Control or just call the police department. The
officer identified in the complaint and by residents in this incident is Michael Brown. He's been on the force for about 10 years. In 2011, Brown was involved with 2 other officers in the fatal shooting of a man at a trailer park. The 21-year-old was ordered to get out of a vehicle and drop a rifle. Officers say he was pointing at his head. They say he then pointed the gun at them and they fired multiple times.
The man had posted on Facebook before the incident that if, quote, Mr. Government wanted his guns, come pry them from his cold dead fingers, end quote. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed by the man's mother, and it was later dismissed by a federal judge who said the force was not excessive and was reasonable to protect the officer from a, quote, drunken, suicidal, rifle brandishing citizen. The very next year, Officer Brown was awarded a life-saving bar for actions he took to save a citizen's life.